Now the challenge was set by Mad Dog Survival for fire starting with flint and steel as small as you could go. And if you watch his challenge, I don't think you can beat him. I think he set the bar far too high. Now that's my piece of flint, and I'll smash that down a bit. And that's my steel. It's about 3 times bigger than the piece he used. But I don't want to chop this down. So that's my piece of steel. But right at the moment I don't have any char cloth, which you need. You need something charred, cloth or charred wood. So I need to make some char cloth, so I need to start a fire. So I'm going to deviate slightly. Now I was in the woods yesterday with the dog, and the kids have been having fires in the woods. So I had a good search round and I found a lighter which works. And I found this knife. I believe it's a copy of a Swiss Army knife. I don't believe it's an actual Swiss Army knife, though it is an extremely good copy. I could be wrong. It doesn't have the traditional cross anywhere on it. So anyway, just close it up before I do some damage. And for my smallest fire kit challenge at the moment anyway, until we get some char cloth, I'm going to try and use that tiny magnifying glass. Now it is 3:20 in the afternoon, so the sun's going down a bit and we've got a bit of high cloud. So let's just see if we can use the good old Daldinia Concentrica with this tiny magnifying glass to get a fire going, to make some char cloth so we can do the challenge. That's glowing red. It looks white, but that's glowing from the torch reflector. Right, those sticks look big, but some of them are charred and some of them are punky. So that should go, and then we can make some char cloth. Right, nothing fancy. A tin. Be an hole on here somewhere. There we go. Very dangerous folding knives. Be very careful they don't fold up on you. Little hole. Little hole. That's more than big enough. I'm going to close it up a touch. And then just cut some squares to fit in. So See how sharp this knife is. Not very, but I can use the scissors on it. There we go. Oh, they're not cutting. Maybe it is an imitation. I think it's an imitation. My Swiss Army scissors cut nicely, but these don't. So I don't know whether to cut these tassels off or not. I think I might leave them in. Right, then I'll do something a bit thinner, which is what I'll probably use. So then you just put the top on. I can't see, it's too sunny. And then just put it on to cook. And you'll see the gas coming out the top when it heats up enough. And once the gas will ignite, and once it finishes gassing off, take it off, let it cool down. There's no rush to take it off, but put a penny or something over it just to stop any oxygen from getting in, otherwise your stuff's going to actually combust if oxygen gets in there. Now we can see it venting now. It's venting out the side. That top's blocked with cloth and it's venting out the side. So that's alright. Didn't really need a hole in there. As long as it doesn't blow the lid off, of course. When my lawnmower came out of this winter, I couldn't start it. So what I did was I took the air filter off and I got my gas torch and just put gas into the carburettor and started it on gas just to warm it up, and then it started on petrol okay. I had overwintered the petrol, which is not good because petrol has a lot of very volatile elements in it that gas off and leave the petrol. So you store it over winter and all the very volatile elements have gassed off. And you're coming out of winter to cut the grass for the first time and it's still relatively cold. And that petrol doesn't want to ignite. That gas is igniting now though. Probably won't sustain because there's no oxygen in this area. Oh, not a lot. But anyway, apparently you can run, well you can run an internal combustion engine on that gas that's coming out. I think you've got to filter it first, otherwise you'll gum your engine up. And if it's from wood, you probably have to take some of the water moisture out of it as well. See, it's burning at the side there. There's quite a lot of gas in that cloth. Get a cup of tea while you wait. It's nearly done now though. Just got to change the battery in the camera now anyway. That, for anybody who doesn't know, is an old 1 penny. Can't see the date on it, 1966 I think. Well, sometime later, and I've put it in the ashes and it's still smoking, so I'm going to leave it a little bit longer, and in the meantime, as a contingency against that flint not working, I've gone and found a big chunk of glass, so I'm going to see what effect that has as well. So this is my glass here, and at the moment it's fairly smooth because I got it quite a while ago from the beach, so it's been kicking about in the waves. So I'm just going to see if I can chip a bit off in the same fashion you do with flint. Probably need to hold it firmly in a piece of leather or something, give it a bit of support. Oh, look at that, for a cutting edge. And this isn't green wood, this is, look at that. That's just like a knife. The only thing with that edge is it's very shallow, so it's liable to break off. It's the only thing about it. Making a mess with glass here in the garden, which is not a good thing. Right, it's been a while. It's still fairly warm to the touch, but I can hold it hard. It's not burning me. Don't know whether there's a vacuum inside. It'll be the tar. With the tars, it stuck the penny to the top. It's the tars stuck the penny to the top. It's actually not fully charred, but that's the top section, and the sugar from the sweet tin has put a sort of glaze on the inside. That's probably what's made all that tar as well, is the sugar. So it's still sort of bendy, and you've still got the tassels, but it has charred. So the top piece that I thought I was going to use, that hasn't fully charred, so I'm going to use the other pieces. Right, so that's my steel. It's one of Mad Dog Survival's steels. I know it sparks, so I know that works, because I'm not going to see the sparks in this light. So I don't know how I'm going to do this. Let's start with a fairly light. I'm not happy with that. It's not like glassy, it's more like it's more like limestone, which is no good at all. It is. This is a piece of pure flint, again from Mad Dog. There's a pigeon. Oh, I can see the sparks. So I can see the sparks coming off that piece of flint. But that's a piece of flint from Mad Dog Survival, and that's a striker steel from Mad Dog Survival. So we know that works. I can see that. Even in this bright light, I can see that sparking. So let's just have a go with this. Yeah, I can see it sparking. I can see it sparking off that edge. I doubt it's going to spark off this edge. Oh yes. That was tremendous. You've got to try things out, haven't you? That's tremendous, tremendous. I don't know whether you can see those sparks, but I can clearly see those sparks in this bright light. So we're not going to have any problem with that, I don't think. What about this tiny bit here? Getting a bit of debris on there. I'm just rubbing it on my knee. You have the difficulty holding things when they get small. This is as small as I can hold. In fact, I'd be better off holding it in gloves, I think, because I'm going to start whacking my hands. Oh yes, did you see that? Alright, let's try with that. Let's try with that. Now, what my criteria is you get some char cloth. I'm not going to start a fire again. I'll get this going, put it in there. This fungus from the char cloth. Right, it's all a bit hit and miss where the sparks go, so we're going to have to just see what happens. First go. You see that? You should be able to see that smoking. Hear it, see it turning white, see that? So there, we're well away. First strike. That's with that bit of flint. Right. Yes?
I'm putting the tea out.
Right, I'll be about 5 minutes. Right, we're just going to try with this tiny piece of flint. I'll probably destroy it hitting it, so and this is one that I wouldn't think would work because of the colour of it, but the other one did, so let's see, this goes to show. Oh, we lost the flint. Gets to the point where you can't hold it. No, I can't hold it. Just gonna. Alright, let's not hold it, let's press it into the wood. Can you see that? It's sparking. I've beat you, man. If I get this going, I've beat you. I'm gonna get this going, I'm gonna beat you. Right. Hang on. Oh, what's going on here? It's gone. It's gone. It's going. That was where I had that little piece. I had the little piece there, and the cloth's alight. It can't have come alight from there. So there you go. That's. I know this is big, but that was me flint, and that's a light. You can see it. It's going white now. If I zoom in on it, if I move it, I'll. You can see it all turning white. See it burning in the wind. It's turning to feathers now. So that's that. So right, so we're just going to try the glass, but I'm not recommending this because we're getting shards of glass everywhere. I might put the other glove on just in case I run into it with my hand. Because this thing's sharper than a sharp knife. No, it's not sparking like the, it's just dulling the edge. And I would have thought that would have worked. It's just knocking the edge off. I can't see any sparks. Whereas with this, I can see loads of sparks. And that's with the stuff I thought wouldn't work. I can see those sparks. You should be able to see those sparks. Oops, I've smashed it up. Anyway, I've had my call for tea now, so I've got to go. But that was it. That was a good get the flint and steel out and give it a go, and it's easier than I thought it would be. Easier than I thought it would be. We made some char cloth, and that's it. I think that's the record so far. I could be wrong. I know my dog's was so small it flew out of his hand when he did it, but I'll have to look at the video again and you'll have to decide. But I'm not going to go any smaller than that. I've got to go get me tea. Right, I'll catch you in a week or so. That was a good fun, that. Good fun. You've got to keep practicing. Get in your garden and keep practicing. Right, catch you in a week. Hope the sound was on.